These Falcons are wrecking havoc throughout Waller County, and we're here to tell about it will be head football coach, and we're going to call it AD, but they call it some fancy name, athletic coordinator, Theadis Reagins. How you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing today?
Well, I'm doing good, but you're doing more than pretty good. Falcons are flying high. We'll get caught up on that in a moment. But what's been going on, man, in Brookshire, Texas?
All right, so right now the season started. We're 4-0 right now, and we still got 6 more games to finish the season. But so far we're perfect for the games we played so far.
Yes, sir, being perfect, and I know, as you say, still a lot of football to be played, but I don't have to tell you, Coach, winning 4 games is pretty tall feat for what you're having to deal with, the history that you inherited when you took on Falcon Nation. What has that been like, and has it been hard to keep the guys a little bit grounded and settled to remind them that they do have a lot more football to be played?
I don't think it's hard. We got a good group of seniors after the season last year. I think these seniors made a commitment to make sure that their season is not a losing season. So during off season, they work really, really hard during off season. Their strength and conditioning, the coaching part of it, coaches instill some great social things with them, and I think they just bought into that. And they want to ensure that they didn't have a losing season this year, and it's mostly because of our senior leadership.
Yes, sir. Now, we talk about leadership, and leadership come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. There are some people, and you've probably experienced this, Coach, but you could be a good coordinator, but doesn't necessarily mean that you would be a good coach as a head coach. But there's a difference between the two, and understanding your role and how you fit for the bigger picture, because even though everybody wants to be the man, everybody can't be the man. How do you relay that message not only to your players but to your staff?
I think first and foremost, our kids lead by example. Most of all, we got 4 captains right now. They all at least have a 3.3 GPA, and I think the highest is maybe a 3.7. They all have, again, a great on and off the football field, so I think they lead by example. And even with the coaching staff, I think our coaching staff have great, I think what I call cash deposits. That's their knowledge, their attitude, their skills, and their habits. So they lead by example as well. So with that, I think it's easy for, to have good followers and good leaders when you have those type of values in your program.
Yes, sir. Now, you coming from North Shore, a much larger program, a lot more kids to choose and select, and because even though people say there's no recruiting in high school, you still have to recruit kids within those 4 walls to convince them to come out and be a part of the program. What were some of the cultural adjustments that you had to make coming from a place like North Shore to Brookshire to get guys to buy into your way of operating in football?
Like you said, it's a smaller school, but we have a great coaching staff, and I think one of the guys you want to stick with here in the men is Coach Cryer. He's our defensive coordinator. He's one of our teachers that's in the building, so he recruits a lot of those kids inside the building to ensure that they come out. So when they come to the classroom, we speak out, about the program, the good things we're doing, and they come out and see it, and they join the football team from that aspect. So I think I pay a lot of contribution to our coaching staff as well for helping get those guys out here on the football field.
Well, you would bring up a guy that is a natural enemy from a conference that I come from, but since you brought him up, we might as well introduce him to some and present him to others. Coach Cryer. Coach, are you there, sir? How you doing, my man?
Man, I'm doing well. How about yourself?
You know what? Being that you're a Grambling man and I'm a PV man, and we don't play till next week, I'm doing real good, sir. I'm doing real good.
You and I both know after next week you're not going to be doing so well, so I'm glad you're doing well, man.
Well, we'll save that for when that time comes. But look, let's talk about the part that led you to Royal and some of the things that you had to overcome as far as recruiting these guys to be a part of what's been a magical season thus far for the Falcons.
our main obstacle was when the coach first got here, was just getting the kids out of the building to come out and see exactly, what we was trying to do. And once, like I said, Coach come from North Shore, winning tradition. So the winning part, he knows how to win. You check his background. Coach been to win everywhere he's gone. So just getting our kids to buy in, the kids in the building, because we had a lot of kids, as you know, when you're not doing well, when you're not winning, it's hard for kids to want to be a part of a program like that. So last year we started off good, hit some road bumps last year, but this year we out. We started out good. We're playing well. Kids are playing hard, and the kids in the building every week seem like we have a kid or two trying to come out for the football team.
Well, that's a good thing. Winning is contagious. And people see things are changing, and you're turning a corner, and they want to be a part of it. And I'm not sure if you didn't remind the listeners of what exactly is your role on the coaching staff.
I'm the defensive coordinator. So an assistant head coach. So Coach Reagins and I, we do a lot of game planning and everything together.
Okay. Now with you, and if I'm not mistaken, you guys are running a 4-2-5, correct?
No, we pretty much run a lot of everything. Our base defense is 4-3, but you can catch us in pretty much a little everything. We're not one of those teams you can just turn on and we stay in one thing. We play multiple defenses.
Okay, so a multiple defense, and it all depends on the opponent for that week?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, when running a multiple defense, you have to have some strong linebackers in order to get that thing done, because you might have 3 linebackers on the field at one time, 2, and in some cases even 1. And I know when you're looking and trying to build your defensive squad, what are some of the things that you're looking for to be able to have success?
Before Coach Cryer starts speaking, I'm going to say he has a son who's our middle linebacker who's committed to Northwestern University. So he's the leader of our defense. So what he's doing on the defensive side.
Well, I guess we'll give him half credit, right? Thank God for his mama, right? Thank God for his mama.
Yeah, as long as your last name Cry, that's all that matters.
I know that's right, Coach. I know that's right. So, with your son being in that middle linebacker position, a lot of people don't understand in some cases, but that linebacker is the quarterback of the defense, and they have to be knowledgeable of not only their assignment, but everybody else's assignment, the guys in front of them and behind them. How important is it to find that right piece to make sure that they're actually an extension of your coaching staff on the field?
It's super important. One thing about Justin, he's a student of the game, man. He's been around football pretty much all his life. Been playing linebacker all his life. So he's super, does really well in school. So he makes all our checks for us. He do a lot of things. But like I said, we're just blessed. Our defensive line really, I think in our district, we probably have the best defensive line probably and there's no doubt in the district. We've got a couple of kids. We have a kid by the name of Jeremiah Robinson. Has a couple of offers. His brother Zach is going to be big time. Is playing well. This is our D line. Really, our D line is the strength of our defense, along with our front, with our 3 linebackers. So they help us apply pressure, and all of them exchangeable. Some can play defensive end, some can play defensive tackle. So that what makes our defense special, to be honest with you.
Okay, very good. And I guess it could have been a lot worse. Your son could have committed to Grambling, and so I guess it's a good thing coming out of all of this anyway. So congratulations to that, because I know it's a proud moment being a proud papa. I'm going to throw these Grambling shots at you every chance I get, right?
Yeah. And also, it could have, if the Grambling thing, it would have been all right, but if he just said he wanted to go to PV with my nephew, that would have been a problem in my household, but God works things, so.
I understand. And for those who are listening and familiar with our preview coverage, his nephew that he's talking about is a young quarterback for the Panthers, Mr. Dumas. He debuted last against the Incarnate Word Cardinals, and so he's part of that staff. Probably the best child in the entire Crier bloodline, but we'll talk about that a little bit later on. Yes, sir. So, Coach, you're running this 4-3 and a multiple defense of things, and everybody are doing these RPOs and these spreads. How challenging is that for you as a defensive coordinator, or does it become pretty easy because it's almost like you're watching the same film each week, just different color uniforms?
This is just like you said. It's pretty much us watching. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much the same film every week, to be honest with you. And like I said, a good thing about us is that our D line applies so much pressure, man. They're unbelievable. So we, you know what I'm saying, for us, the RPO type thing, and then going against it every day at practice. So that's a good thing. Our offense also run a lot of RPO stuff, so we get a chance to see it every day.
Okay. And, of course, I'm an old linebacker myself, and them offensive guys, they get cute and fancy, but they can't do it without them dogs on the defensive side of the ball. I know we're in agreement with that one.
Yeah, we totally in agreement with that. And like I said, that would make us, to be honest with you, that would make us special. Like I said, our D line, when you get to see us play, you're gonna be blown away about how good that front four is.
Yes, sir. Right now we are on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We're talking with Falcons head coach and assistant coach, Coach Reagin and Coach Crier. And for those who just tuned in, unfortunately, Coach Crier is a Grambling graduate, but we won't hold that against him. He is in Waller County right now, and he got to Texas as fast as he could. And with that being said, I'm going to get back to Coach Reagin here just for a second, but I know you want to say something before I let you go back to Coach Reagin. So go ahead so I give you a chance to shoot back at me.
Not gonna shoot. It is. I don't know. I'm gonna tell you a brief story of how we got here. My family and I, we were originally from New Orleans. We came here due to Katrina, and it's been, to be totally honest, been a blessing for my family and I. Like I said, just being here, being with Coach Reagins coaching, so it's been truly a blessing for us and my family.
Yes, sir. And you know what? We welcome you. And for those who might, there's no animosity between us at all. It's just so swag smack, and we'll do that till we leave here. You know, so somebody said, man, they sure was talking to each other. No, he's all right. Even though he got that G on his hair, he's all right. He's in PV country right now, and that's all that really matters, right?
Yeah.
So we welcome you and your family, and stay a while. They say kick off your shoes and stay a while.
Oh, we plan to. We ain't planning on going nowhere no time soon.
Okay. Well, we're glad to have you in the community, sir. And we'll do a little bit more talking for next week for that State Fair Classic. So don't lose my number, you know, because I want to make sure we get you on. Now, yeah, we're going to make sure we get you on that week before and after. So, you know, we got to talk to Noise before, but then whoever wins get to talk it a little bit longer at the end. So we got a date to get together on that next week, sir?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Looking forward to it.
Okay, then, my man. Look, Coach.
We plan on having a lot to talk about next week.
Oh, we sure will. We sure will. No, most definitely, we sure will. Just say we're going for 5, staying alive for 5. And in case you're not understanding what I'm talking about, if you're not understanding what I'm talking about, there's been 4 consecutive we've had at the State Fair Classic, so we're staying alive for 5. And I know Miss Janet Jackson talking about what you done for me lately, and I know you got Hugh Jackson and all that kind of stuff, but we got Bubba Dow. He's an NFL guy, too, and we're going to take him in. But we're going to talk about PV and Grambling. We're going to focus on these Falcons right now.
Let's do that.
Let's focus on that, and we'll get a chance to talk about that later on at the open mic. Coach Reagins.
Yes, sir.
When did you turn the corner with these guys and you said they are finally buying in? Now we can get some things accomplished.
I think it actually started in the December doing boot camp. Again, I got here last year in April, right before the season started, so we got in right into the summer. And I think we were more so about the X's and O's and the scheme and not the culture of the program. So I think right after that season ended, we got right into our boot camp season. I think once those guys started to buy in, I think that's when we started turning the corner with those guys.
Okay. And now you're 4-0 on this season. You're going into a bye week right now. Now, you have a unique district because it's a small district in size as far as, the number of teams that are in your district. You need not as many games. You want to win as many games as you can, but you have a unique situation. You don't need as many games to qualify for the playoffs. Is that correct?
I think you just have to get in the top 4. So whatever games that requires you to be in the top 4, then that's the point that you need to get to be in the playoffs. Okay.
Now, of course, you have some rivals of Sealy and Belleville, and you had the one that got away with Sealy on last season. I know you can't focus and put all your eggs in one basket, but are you tasting those Tigers right about now, sir?
Absolutely. They say it's not a rivalry as of late because Royal has not won in a while. I think since 17, I think, against Sealy, if not longer. But we are most definitely can't wait to get to that game here at home next Friday.
Yes, sir. And the Tigers will be in town, and I know you guys will be ready to get it going. Now, what are some of the things that the Tigers do well that you're going to have to eliminate, or if not, at least limit them to having success against you guys?
I think the biggest thing is because they've always had success against Royal as of late, then their mentality may be a little different coming into the game. And that was one of those games you're going to fight them to the end. They're just not going to give up because of the history as of late of winning and dominating Royal. So I think we have to overcome that, but we just have to play our game, play all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special team, and minimize that and understand that we're here to win a game just like they're here to win a game. And we just got to focus on that.
Yes, sir. Now, we did feature some of the defensive guys. Who are some of your offensive guys that you want to give some acknowledgement to right now and part of the success of the Falcons right now?
I think we got a really great receiver. He just got an offer from Prairie View yesterday, Deshaun Adams. So he's a really great receiver. We got another Antonio Page, another offensive weapon who's played receiver and running back. He's a very utility guy. We got a young quarterback in Ashton Robinson. I think he's maybe passed for over 600 yards already for the season. A running back by the name of Zakai Anderson. He's rushed for maybe 500 yards already on the season. So I think we got a pretty explosive offense if that means anything.
Oh, no doubt about it. And I heard you, but I want to make sure I heard you correctly, sir. You had a young man got an offer from Prairie View. Is that what I heard?
Yes, sir. He just got an offer on yesterday from Prairie View.
Oh, he didn't get an offer from Graham. He got an offer from Prairie View. That's what you said.
He did. He got one from PV. Yes, sir.
And what was that young man's name again, sir?
Deshaun Adams.
Deshaun Adams. And that was an offer from Prairie View.
Correct.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Did Brother Cryer hear that?
I think Coach, he stepped out for a minute.
Okay, very good.
Grounding as well, so he understands that.
No, I understand. Yeah, I got every chance I get, Coach, I got to give it to Coach Cryer. He should have told me he came from Graham. Should have told me that way. But no, it's always fun to be able to watch these young men go out there and compete, but it's a little bit more fun when you're out there having success and winning. We know winning is not everything, but winning does help solve some things, right, Coach?
Oh, absolutely. And I think these guys have just enjoyed the process of winning more so than winning. So if you see them Monday through Thursday, they having fun, they executing the game plans, they being good students in and off the playing field, so they enjoyed more the process of winning than the winning, if you ask me.
Yes,
but
sir.
Winning,
you know what else? Go right here, so. Yeah, it changed a whole lot of things. And you know what's even more? It's pours out into the community. People get their pride. People get their old Falcon sweaters and jackets that they can't fit anymore. I think they still looking like they were when they're in high school. And it brings the people out to the games. It brings people even on road trips. And that's got to be a good thing to know that you guys are part of bringing a community together, if it's not for anything but on Friday nights.
Oh, absolutely. I can't remember a time that this week that someone else not called me, asked me for a football shirt or football cap, and I think the community is buying in. We just had homecoming last week. I think we had a sellout and a lot of standing room only around here, and I think it's going to be the same thing next week against Sealy. I think Sealy's going to be a huge week for us.
Yes, sir. Sealy's going to be a huge week, and we're doing everything on our end to make sure that the people can hear the Falcons and the Tigers get together at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. I'm not going to hold you hostage, Coach, but you're going to do your part, and I'm going to do my part. We're going to try to make that happen, right?
Oh, absolutely. We're going to make it happen. Trust me, we're going to make it.
Yes, sir. Well, Coach, I don't want to hold you up. I really appreciate you, but I want to give you some closing thoughts and comments as we get ready to wrap this week's session up.
Again, I think we look forward to next week. I think it's going to be a big week for us, and I can't wait to get to Friday night, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be a good show. Let me say that.
A good show. Well, we're looking for a good show as well, Coach. And look, we got to get you back on track here, and we'll make sure that we get these weekly conversations in. Are you in position for that, sir?
Oh, absolutely. We'll be available. Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you going to have that Grambling guy hanging around you too, man?
I have to have him. He's my sidekick, so he's
your sidekick.
So he's my number one guy, and I need him around me as well.
Well, look, I don't know about a side, but I'll give him a kick. How about that? He is Reagins, head football coach of the Royal Brookshire Falcons, 4-0, getting ready for the Sealy Tigers next week at home. We'll be wrapping up with them on next week to get a recap, but hopefully you guys get a chance to hear it live at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Follow me on Twitter at the Mike Prince Show to keep updated and informed on how you can listen to the Falcons here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Until the next time, I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince, saying you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.